Marathon bar. Picture a kid in the 70s trying to unwrap a candy bar that felt like it went on forever. That was the marathon bar, a long braided rope of caramel covered in chocolate that looked almost comically oversized in small hands. Every bite stretched and pulled just enough to slow you down, turning snack time into something you wanted to savor. It wasn't just a bar, it felt like endless candy magic. Pizza spins. Tiny pizza-flavored wheels that somehow captured the magic of a school lunchbox. Pizza spins were crispy, cheesy, and oddly addictive, perfect for after-school snacking. Each bite was a mini explosion of flavor that made lunch feel like a party. They were the kind of treat you'd sneak into your bag, knowing full well that sharing them might start a minor lunchtime feud. Space food sticks. NASA-inspired snacks that made every kid feel like an astronaut. Chewy, protein-packed, and strangely futuristic, space food sticks were more than a candy. They were a statement of imagination. Packing one in your lunch felt adventurous, like fueling up for a mission beyond the playground. They might not have tasted like rocket fuel, but they gave a serious boost to any afternoon adventure. Screaming yellow zonkers. Bright yellow popcorn, coated in sugary sweetness and a hint of absurdity. Screaming yellow zonkers were impossible to ignore. Each crunchy neon bite came with a side of playful humor that made snack time a comedy show. They weren't just snacks, they were edible fun. Kids couldn't resist the bright color, the sweetness, and the feeling that every handful came with a secret giggle. Peanut butter log rolls. Chewy peanut butter encased in a thin chocolate shell, Pearson's log rolls were the ultimate after-school delight. Each bite was a balance of smooth chocolate and nutty flavor that melted just right. Simple yet satisfying, they were the kind of snack that lingered in your memory long after the wrapper was gone. It wasn't just candy, it was a moment you wanted to stretch forever. Its chewy layers and peanutty sweetness made every bite its own kind of 70s magic. Wacky wafers. There was something magical about tearing open a flat little pouch and finding those bright, candy-sized wafers stacked like tiny flavor coins. Wacky wafers delivered loud fruit flavors in the simplest way possible, and kids loved lining them up, trading them, or crunching through the whole pack in one go. They weren't fancy, but they made every recess feel sweeter with their colorful, no-nonsense charm. Oompas, Willy Wonka. Imagine candy that felt like someone mashed a peanut butter cup and an M&M into one perfect bite. That's what Oompas were, chunky, colorful, and packed with that unmistakable peanut butter and chocolate combo. They hit with a burst of sweetness and a playful Wonka personality, making the whole thing feel fun. They didn't stick around long, but for kids who tried them, Oompas were an instant favorite. Danish go-rounds. Few snacks made mornings feel special like Danish go-rounds. You'd unroll one warm from the toaster, and suddenly the whole kitchen smelled sweet and cozy. Their spiral shape and soft pastry made them feel like a treat disguised as breakfast, and kids loved peeling the layers apart just to make them last longer. Simple, warm, and just a little indulgent, they turned ordinary mornings into something worth remembering. Super Orange Tang Packs. Before energy drinks and fancy mixes, kids reached for Super Orange Tang when they wanted something bold and refreshing. One scoop into a pitcher, and suddenly you had a citrus blast strong enough to make you pucker. It was bright, sugary, and proudly artificial in a way that somehow made it even better. Whether it was summer afternoons or after-school hangouts, Tang brought a punch of flavor to any moment. Snack Mate cheese in a can. This was the kind of snack that made kids feel like kitchen geniuses. With one press of the nozzle, Snack Mate cheese turned crackers, celery sticks, or anything within reach into instant finger food. It was fun, messy, and proudly over the top, exactly the kind of quirky convenience people loved back then. The swirl of cheese wasn't just a topping, it was half the entertainment. Chocolate bar. Snack time felt like a miniature indulgence with Chocolate bars. Thin chocolate-covered layers wrapped around a crisp wafer-like center, creating a delicate crunch with every bite. Kids loved how it balanced sweetness and lightness, feeling almost sophisticated compared to the usual candy bars. It wasn't huge, but each bar packed enough flavor to make it memorable, a tiny chocolate escape in the middle of a school day. Toffee. Before toffee became a household name, early US versions wowed kids with their mix of textures. Soft caramel hugged a nutty center, all topped with a thin chocolate layer that added a little drama to each bite. You could nibble, savor, and discover something new with every piece. It was a bite-sized treasure that felt indulgent, playful, and it felt fancy for a kid's snack, almost like you'd snuck into the grown-up candy. Pudding roll-ups. These fruity, spongy strips of sweet pudding were snack-time creativity in motion. Kids could roll them, fold them, or eat them straight, and each bite had a soft, chewy texture that made them strangely addictive. They came in bright colors and fun flavors that seemed to glow in the lunchbox. Pudding roll-ups invited a little hands-on fun with every snack, making ordinary afternoons feel playful. It turned snack time into a tiny adventure, the kind only the 70s could have invented. 7-Up bars. This was soda in candy form, sweet, fizzy-flavored, and slightly chewy. Each bite reminded kids of that effervescent citrus pop they couldn't get enough of. 7-Up bars were perfect for lunchboxes or after-school treats. These bars captured the essence of soda in snack form. Bright, tangy, and unique, they didn't just satisfy a sweet tooth, they made snack time feel like a miniature celebration. Fruit Brontosaurus snacks. Kids loved these dino-shaped fruit snacks almost as much as they loved imagining prehistoric adventures. Soft, chewy, and brightly flavored, each Brontosaurus-shaped bite combined taste with a tiny dose of play. Trading shapes, counting favorites, or simply munching while watching cartoons made them a lunchtime staple. They were a snack that brought imagination to the table, and decades later, people still remember chasing those giant orange dinosaurs from lunchbox to mouth. Fondue fudge cups. Kids loved playing with their food in the 70s, and fondue fudge cups were perfect for it. Little chocolate cups came with a separate pot of fudge for dipping cookies or fruit, turning snack time into a miniature dessert experiment. It wasn't just candy, it was a hands-on chocolate adventure. Messy, fun, and indulgent, these cups made every afternoon feel like a tiny celebration. Pillsbury Fun Fruits Originals. Brightly colored, chewy fruit snacks shaped like letters or fun shapes made lunchboxes more exciting. Pillsbury Fun Fruits. Originals weren't just tasty, they encouraged kids to spell words, trade shapes, and snack creatively. Sweet, soft, and perfectly portable, they brought a little interactive fun to each bite. Anyone who opened a pack remembers the joy those colorful shapes brought to childhood. Hunt Snack Pack Chocolate Pudding. Before plastic cups took over, chocolate pudding came in sturdy metal cans, and opening one felt like a tiny prize. Hunt Snack Pack offered rich, creamy chocolate pudding that was spoon-ready and perfect for lunch or after-school treats. Kids loved the satisfying wobble and smooth texture, and there was a subtle thrill in prying off the can's lid. It was thick, chocolatey, and comforting in a way that felt perfect every single time. Post-Toastum Pop-Ups. These little toaster pastries were the perfect mix of convenience and fun. Pop them in the toaster and watch the sugar-coated tops get warm and crisp while the filling stayed gooey inside. Post-Toastum Pop-Ups made breakfast and snacks feel indulgent without much effort. Kids loved the playful shapes, sweet filling, and satisfying crunch. It was like dessert disguised as a daily treat. Doodad Snack Mix. Doodads combine salty, crunchy, and oddly addictive flavors in one playful bag. Pretzels, crackers, and little surprises made it fun to dig through and taste everything. Each handful offered a new combination, making snack time a little game. Messy fingers were a small price to pay for the mix of textures and tastes that kept kids coming back for more. It was snack chaos in the best way. Kugel Peanut Butter Spread. The peanut butter spread with a twist, literally. Smooth, sweet, and creamy. It was perfect for sandwiches, crackers, or even sneaky spoonfuls straight from the jar. The rich, nutty flavor felt a little fancier than your everyday peanut butter and turned any snack into a moment worth remembering. It was an all-time favorite of the children, and parents secretly loved how it kept them fueled for after-school chaos. Lifesavers Holes. Imagine Lifesavers, but tiny, perfectly round, and endlessly snackable. These early test packs of Lifesavers Holes were like a candy version of bite-sized fun. Kids could pour them out, toss them around, or pop them one after another with giddy delight. Each fruity flavor exploded just enough to keep taste buds on their toes. Tiny as they were, those little bursts of flavor left a surprisingly big memory. Magic Middles. Rare and mysterious, Magic Middles were the snack that teased kids with something new. Soft, sweet, and layered with a surprising filling, each bite felt like discovering a tiny secret. They were playful, experimental, and didn't stick around long enough to be fully appreciated. But for those lucky enough to try them, Magic Middles left a lasting memory of quirky, 70s snack innovation. Whiz Bars. Back in the 1970s, even chocolate bars came with a playful edge. Whiz Bars had soft centers, coated in rich milk chocolate, giving kids a little surprise in every bite. They weren't just a quick sugar fix, they had character and a way of making snack time feel special. Popular at school and after sports games, they were the kind of treat that stuck in memory long after the wrapper was gone. Danish Rings. These mini sweet spirals brought bakery charm straight into lunchboxes. Danish rings were soft, flaky, and perfectly swirled with a light glaze that made every bite feel like a tiny indulgence. Kids loved peeling apart the layers, discovering each twist of pastry and sugar. Simple yet satisfying, they were the kind of snack that made ordinary afternoons feel a little more special. Vienna Fingers Minis. A classic cookie got a pocket-sized upgrade with Vienna Fingers Minis. Soft, chocolate-coated edges cradled creamy filling, making every bite feel perfectly balanced. Kids could pop them in handfuls or savor them slowly, and the snack's neat size made sharing a fun little game. These mini treats were more than cookies. They were a tiny luxury that made lunch or after-school breaks feel celebratory. Marshmallow Twist Bars. Fluffy sweetness met a playful chocolate coating in marshmallow twist bars, creating a treat that felt like a little edible toy. Kids loved biting through the soft center and twisting it around in their mouths, enjoying both texture and taste. Light, sugary, and just a little sticky, these bars captured the fun of candy in a way that left a lasting 70s memory. Mr. Salty Pretzel Twists. Salty, crunchy, and oddly addictive, Mr. Salty Pretzel Twists were the snack that made salty lovers rejoice. Their twisted shape added a little visual fun, while the flavor made them perfect for munching by the handful. They weren't flashy, but that was the charm. Simple, satisfying, and just the kind of snack kids kept coming back to between school and backyard games. Chocolate Soldier Drink Bottles. These tiny bottled chocolates were more than just a snack. They were a miniature experience. Kids could sip, shake, and savor each portion, feeling like chocolate came in its own little adventure. Smooth, sweet, and surprisingly filling, Chocolate Soldier drink bottles brought novelty to snack time. It was about excitement in a bottle, a tiny treasure every 70s kid wanted to find.